Hello guys, welcome back to Hollywood Recapped. Today I will recap a 2021 drama series named Al-Rawabi School for Girls. We are now proceeding from the first part. Everyone at the event sees the picture of Ruqayya without her hijab. When she begins to panic in front of the crowd, her friends rush to her aid. Her mother later talks to the principal and withdraws her from school permanently. She also refers to Ruqayya as a broken vase who no one wants to get married. Miss Abir announces her class the next day that Ruqayya will not be returning to school. Leanne and Rania are enraged at the boyfriend for deceiving the poor girl into taking the photo. They text him on his bogus Facebook account, threatening to make him pay for what he did. Mariam notices the text and responds with a sarcastic remark. Dina, on the other hand, is not pleased with what they did. The bullies used to do silly pranks on them, but they ended up ruining Ruqayya's life. Still, Mariam has no regrets and is ready to go for the second target, Rania. Nof is stuck in the middle. She knows what they did was wrong, but she also believes Ruqayya deserved it. Nof later receives notification that Rania's boyfriend Ahmed has following her on Instagram. She recalls him complimenting her on the day of the charity function. She doesn't give it much thought and follows him back. When Rania suspects this, she slams Nof into the wall and threatens her to keep away from her boyfriend. Nof does not back down this time and refuses to unfollow him. Rania is so upset that she throws her phone on the ground and shatters it. Rania then leads her classmates during gym class. The girls are looking forward to the results of the tryouts. Leanne and Rania are confident that they will be chosen, but the gym teacher calls out Mariam's name instead of Leanne's. To be chosen, she believes that a person must have a positive mindset in addition to being a good athlete. Because Leanne showed poor sportsmanship, Mariam was chosen in her place. Leanne, who believes she has a right to anything she wants, is enraged following the encounter. She observes Mariam when she is alone herself in the shower. After she departs, Leanne searches her bag and discovers her journal. Fortunately for Mariam, she didn't write about her plan in the notebook, but she did discuss how her mental health is a struggle. Leanne rips the pages out of the notebook and spreads them over the school as retaliation for her taking her place. Everyone begins to refer to Mariam as crazy and advises her to go into a mental facility. Mariam feels broken by the passing her most personal thoughts. She cowers behind a bathroom stall and sobs uncontrollably. Leanne and her friends discover her in the washroom at the same moment and throw her papers at her. Mariam finds it difficult to motivate herself to attend the lesson, even after they leave. Dina eventually approaches her after she spends the next period there. Dina attempts to make her feel better, but Mariam is fed up with the bullying. She is willing to change schools if it means the girl will leave her alone because she doesn't even want to get retribution. Nof makes an attempt to persuade her otherwise, but it fails. The bullies have already won, according to Mariam, despite Nof's desire for them to lose. She isolates herself from everyone for the following few days, even her friends. Her therapist notices that she is no longer angry but misinterprets her numbness as signs of recovery. In truth, Mariam has fallen into a deep melancholy and the only thing that would help her is to exact revenge. Ruqayya has not been answering her phone or responding to texts in the interim. Rainy and Leanne are concerned. So they visit her home to see how she is doing. They knock on the door and wait for a response, even though they are hesitant to speak to Ruqayya's mother. Ruqayya's mother tells them to stop calling and forbids them from entering. Ruqayya observes the girl's hesitant departure from her house. Her mother compares her to her sisters, who are far more attractive and modest, and deems her a shame to the family. Ruqayya can only depend on herself. Mariam has utterly destroyed her life because she won't be able to attend any schools. The next scene shows Nof and Dina meeting at Dina's home. They don't want Mariam to give up on herself so quickly. Mariam is about to inform her mother of her decision to switch schools when she is interrupted by a text from Dina, inviting her over. When she arrives at her home, she assumes that Dina must be in danger but learns otherwise. Dina heard the bullies discussing how they would get themselves out during the school vacation. That evening, they will undoubtedly run into their partners. It indicates that the girls have a chance to catch them in the act. Dina also reveals a photo of Leanne, Rania, and their boyfriends from the festival night. In an effort to startle Leanne, they sent her the photo via a false Facebook page. Nof hacks the bullies' social media accounts as soon as they click on the image to acquire access to them. They plan when and where to strike the girls using the information. Everyone awakens the following morning eager for the school trip. Leanne's brother Hazim asks her to come outside when she is grooming herself in the bathroom. He is an egotistical man with a short temper who likes to make decisions that affect his sister's life. He and Leanne's family are absolutely opposed to her dating a man before getting married. In a similar vein, Rania has her own issues. Her father is an aggressive drinker who hits her when he gets furious. Despite the fact that he gave his approval yesterday, he tells her to stay at home as she prepares to go for the vacation. Her mother rescues her and grants her permission to leave. The girls are dropped off by Hazem at the bus stop. Leanne discovers a gun in his car just before they part ways. He dismisses her fears when she inquires about its purpose. Miss Aber is there to watch over them as the entire school departs for a trip. Leanne's social media accounts are continuously monitored by Mariam to see who she is texting. The girls are given a room to share with 3 other people when they arrive at the resort. Nof, Dina, and Mariam were supposed to be in the same place. Nof, however, ends up with the bullies, much to their astonishment. Nof was purposefully placed in the enemy's chamber, as per Mariam, so that she could keep an eye on them. On the other side, because she was not informed of the decision, Nof is not pleased with it. The issue leads to a fight between her and Mariam. Mariam apparently believes that the girls are ready to go to any extent for their plan, but Nof corrects her. Later, she unwillingly enters the room and encounters the wicked gang. They fight once more and agree to behave themselves for the rest of the vacation. All the girls hang out by the pool after settling in and having a great time. While some of them stay at the pool, others leave to play volleyball. Leanne chooses to spend some alone time at the spa and finds that Nof is also present. Suddenly, a veteran pervert approaches Nof and inappropriately touches her. He refuses to back down despite her attempts to do so. Leanne notices that she is in trouble and leaps to her help. She, after calling Miss Aber to handle the problem, goes to check on Nof to make sure if she's okay. Nof is beginning to realize that Leanne is not as bad as she appears. The next scene reveals Leanne and Rainia going back to their room and finding Nof alone. As usual, Rainia attempts to make fun of her, but Leanne stops. Helen has been immensely helpful in letting her know, and Nof no longer feels good for the plan. At dinner, she informs her friends that she is no longer interested in carrying out the plan. Mariam finds herself speechless and accuses the bullies of brainwashing her. She is not a child, says Nof in response. She is aware that what the girls did to Mariam was terrible, but she also understands that, if they repeat it, they won't get better. She wants to talk to Leanne and Rainia about their behavior and solve it properly. Mariam laughs and kicks her out of their buddy group, promising to cover the plan on her own. Leanne and Rainia get ready for the club a few hours later. Leanne surprisingly asks Nof to join them. She is first skeptical, but eventually agrees to come. When Rainia retaliates, Leanne informs her of what occurred in the spa. Furthermore, if Nof joins them at the club, she is unable to alert the teachers. Miss Aber does a night check to ensure that everyone is in their rooms. Leanne and her friends are dressed for a night at the club, but they pretend to sleep and wear eye masks to avoid being discovered. As Miss Aber leaves, they don't spend any time going to the club. Despite the fact that they are underage, they were able to gain entry due to the influence of Leanne's boyfriend. While Leanne and Rainia dance with the guys, Nof sits alone. Back at the resort, Mariam considers carrying out the plan against Nof's wishes. Dina wants her to speak with Nof first, but she is too eager to avenge her bullies. Furthermore, they may not have another chance after tonight. So she informs Miss Aber about the missing girls, not realizing Noah was also among them. Dina goes to check on Nof and discovers that she is gone. She sees she has accompanied the bullies, but it is too late to stop Miss Aber. Meanwhile, Rainia's boyfriend, Ahmed, seeks to grow closer to Nof. When she accuses him of cheating on his partner, he advises her to have fun for the night. According to Rainia, Nof appears to be touching Ahmed rather than the other way around. She charges towards Nof, pushing her away. Ahmed realizes he is about to be apprehended and plays the victim. Rainia, furious, orders Nof to leave immediately. Nof is ashamed and depressed over something that isn't even her fault. She dashes to the washroom to hide from the group. Meanwhile, back at the resort, Mariam and Dina call her many times, but each time the call goes to voicemail. Miss Aber and the gym teacher go in search of the missing girls. Mariam still blames Nof for his stupidity and leaving. Dina is surprised because the old Mariam would have felt horrible for putting Nof in such a situation. If she is detected, she will undoubtedly be expelled, but Mariam does not regret her decision. Miss Aber has arrived at the club and threatens the bouncer to let her in. Leanne and Nof meet in the restroom at the same moment. Nof receives a text from Dina and learns that Miss Aber is looking for them. They rush outside to warn Rainia, but Miss Aber finds her first. Ahmed has a sense he'll get in trouble for being with an underage girl. Rainia sees how much of a coward he is as he flees as soon as she is caught. When the teacher inquires about the whereabouts of her absent friend, she lies for both Leanne and Nof, claiming she arrived to the club alone. Leanne and Nof lie about not being in their room earlier because they were looking for Rainia. Rainia is the only one who gets into trouble in the end. Rainia arrives with a bruised eye on the first day back to school following the trip. Her father obviously beat her for what she did. However, the school merely gives her a warning. Dina and Nof feel sorry for her, but not Mariam. She is proud of what she accomplished and is preparing for her ultimate assault. She hasn't spoken to Dina or Nof since the trip, and she has no one to hold her back from what she is about to do. In the restroom, Leanne assists a buddy in applying cosmetics to conceal a bruising. Despite the fact that Leanne did not get in trouble for what they did together, Rania doesn't hold it against her. She knows that, if Hazim had discovered her sister's partying, he would have done more than just hitting her. Leanne intends to skip class next Thursday in order to see her boyfriend again. She has done it previously and is certain that everything will go smoothly. Rania, on the other hand, is suspicious after everything that has happened to their group recently. She wants Leanne to be especially cautious this time. While they are debating this, Mariam is in the bathroom stall listening in. During the lunch break, Nof praises Rania for saving her on the night of the trip and Rania apologizes for lashing out at her when it was Ahmed's fault. They eat lunch together, much to Mariam's displeasure. At night, she searches the internet for Leanne's boyfriend Leth's details in order to use it against her. Leanne's younger brother barges into her room while she is on the phone with Leith. She abruptly terminates the call, making him suspicious. He examines her phone, but luckily for Leanne, she had saved Leith's phone number under Rania's name. Leanne complains to her father about not having enough privacy at home. However, he agrees with his son's right to check Lane's personal life. She flees from the bus the next morning and goes for a drive with her boyfriend. Back at school, an award ceremony to honor the principal for her outstanding job is about to begin. Miss Adair sees Leanne's absence and assumes she has escaped the bus once more. But when she informs the principal, she is dismissed as normal. The principal does not want to create drama before being awarded by the school board. Meanwhile, Leanne and Leith make their way to his bachelor pad. They've gone to his bachelor pad so they can enjoy themselves without worrying about anyone else seeing them. Before entering, she informs him that they would simply hang out and do nothing else. Leith, who only wants her to be comfortable, is willing to take her elsewhere if she so desires. Leanne gladly agrees to spend the day with him at his place. The principal is preoccupied with the award presentation at school. Miss Abir is irritated that she treats her like a pawn and allows Leanne to get away with everything. She breaks into the office and phones Leanne's father to alert him of her absence to teach her a lesson. She also informs them that this is not Leanne's first time running away from school. The entire family rushes to the school to look for their daughter and speak with the principal. Meanwhile, Rania is scrolling through her phone's photos when she comes across one of Leanne, Rania, and their boyfriends on the night of the festival. When she zooms in, she notices Dina's reflection in the rear. Dina and her friends are the ones who shared the photo of Ruqayya without her hijab. She stopped Dina and Nof on their way to the award ceremony and asked them why they did it. Nof promptly apologizes but says that they do not have time to discuss the past. The girls inform Rania that Mariam is undoubtedly plotting something to get Leanne in trouble. Rania is terrified because she knows how rigorous Hazim is. Somewhere else Leanne is having a great time with her lover. For the first time, they aren't afraid of being noticed and can truly enjoy their time together. Back at school, Nof apologizes to Rania for what they've done. Rania is willing to forget the past if it means saving Leanne now. They rush to intercept Mariam but notice that Leanne's father and Hazim have already arrived at school. They meet Miss Abir and request that she explain what she knows to them. She grasps the chance to portray the principal as a disgusting person who is unconcerned about the safety of the students. When Hazim learns about his sister's relationship, he is enraged. The mere thought of his sister with the man causes him to go on a frenzy. Mariam types Leith's bachelor pad's address into her phone and is prepared to send it to Hazim to ensure Leanne is caught. Rina, Dina, and Nof intervene and ask her to reconsider her decision. Rania even apologizes and promises not to bother anyone else again if Mariam lets this one go. However, Mariam ignores all of them and delivers the address. The damage has been done and no one can now stop Hazim. He rushes to Leith's bachelor pad as soon as he receives the text. Leanne is staying up close with him, watching a movie. For the first time, he expresses his feelings for her. Everything is going right until someone pounds on the door. Leanne panics when she recognizes her brother's voice. She realizes that no one can save her from Hazim's rage. Outside, Hazim discovers Leanne's clothes hanging to dry. He suspects she has slept with her boyfriend and turns scarlet with rage. Leanne's father confronts the principal and throws her award to the ground, vowing to ruin her and the entire school before storming out. Everyone is taken aback since the man has the authority to accomplish exactly what he promised. The principal looks at Miss Abir in dismay when he leaves and asks if she is happy. Mariam smirks, pleased that her strategy succeeded perfectly. Hazim eventually tears down the door and attacks Leith somewhere else. Leanne had no choice but to ask him to stop. He does pause for a moment, but then he pulls out the gun and points it at her. Leanne pleads and begs for her life, but he ignores her. Finally, she shuts her eyes and accepts her death. The principal is sitting in her office, reflecting on the events of the day. A photograph on her desk shows that Leith is her son. In the final scene, we see Mariam strolling happily down the corridors. She notices Rania crying, but does not check on her. Whatever the consequences of her acts may be, it is evident that she does not regret them. This is all guys for today. What did you guys think? Let me know in the comments below, and of course be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next recap.